stripes.
Yeah.
Just like, mother.
Sorry.
It's hard.
Oh, we're on?
Oh, we're on.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's happening?
here.
So we didn't answer the question of whether or not we can use foul language.
Yeah.
It is, pirate radio or whatever. We're anti the man. So,
That means
right.
that Nick isn't hosting.
well, why don't we introduce ourselves?
That sounds like a good start. Well, I'm Jen, and I'm...
Hi, Jen.
Hi,
I'm so happy to be here.
Jen. Where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco.
Originally, or were you a,
No,
are you a
I'm
transplant?
I'm a transplant. I'm originally a Jersey girl.
Oh, what
Dun,
part
dun,
of Jersey?
dun. North Jersey, Rutherford, best hometown ever.
Dave's from South Orange.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I've been to Jersey a lot. You guys can bond later
I
over
can't
Jersey.
wait. Exactly.
So before we go around the circle, the circle of life,
Is there a talking
stick?
stick?
This is the first edition of Chicks on Bikes.
Yay!
Chicks on Bikes!
The first edition. Yeah, we got to come up with a theme song.
Oh my god. That's
Okay,
our
so New Jersey's in the house.
New Jersey in the his And
And this is April. And
Hi, April.
hi, bro.
and I'm from here right now. From Los Angeles. From this radio station.
Right now and originally.
She was
And-
conceived and born in the radio station.
That's
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Actually, no, that's not true. And we have
Tess.
Hi, Tess.
I'm from LA too, from Wilmington, San Pedro area. We mas. So, yeah. So I'm a native too. That's trippy. I don't meet a lot of LA natives.
Go native power.
Yeah.
Both native from
There is a
LA
talking stick
and
up there.
lady.
We need a talking stick. And we can implement the timeout as well. But
Anything
only
goes.
if there's a beer component
Oh, right.
or a shot component possibly of the timeout.
It's really hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great. Sure.
Nick, the cute boy manservant, is going to go get our
Thank
beer.
you, Nick.
for
Thank
us.
you, Nick. Thank you.
Nick, the manservant, the cute manservant.
See, this is
It's
what can
gonna go-
happen when you are a woman and you ride a bike. You get manservants.
And you turn over your radio show.
Is that the sequence?
You guys, he's gone. He's gone.
Vagina, or biologically, or, post-op.
Sure.
And you get on a bike
You get on a bike, your world opens up.
with a manservant to start off
To
with.
start.
Nice.
To start. It can only get better from here. It's all downhill from here.
I can get on board with that. That is the main reason I got on a bike, was for the manservant.
It's true. They don't tell you that, though. You kind of have to figure that one out on your own.
It's the fine print.
That's right.
I
Women,
love our
bicycle, being
comedy.
resourceful, getting a manservant. Fabulous.
So, Jen, when did you first start riding?
Oh my God. This is, yeah. So I was in elementary school. I think it was like maybe first or second grade. And I got my first bike and I was so excited. And, my dad was anti, what are those things called? The
Training wheels.
training wheels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but this is how he taught me how to ride the bike. We go up to our neighbor's driveway in Rutherford, New Jersey. It's kind of steep, a little bit of an incline. And I'm like, hey, Dad, what's going on? What
no
do we
training
do?
wheels?
No training wheels. We get to the top of the
How
the
much
incline.
therapy did that take when you got to be an adult? I hate you, Dad!
Well, so we lived on the end of a dead-end street, so not that much traffic. But we get to the top of the driveway, and he's like, okay, well, you're going to get on the bike, and you're just going to head down the driveway and then turn to the right onto the street. And I'm like...
So easy. He's like throwing you into traffic. Total Jersey dad. That's Jersey for you right there, dude.
But hey, I
Oh my
learned
God.
to ride my bike.
Yeah.
And much faster than the other
Did
kids.
you fall?
I'm sure. I still have scabs
Was
on
that?
my
And
knees.
that was kind of before like the whole sort of
Oh, no
like
helmets?
social discourse of putting kids in helmets And
No.
like pads.
Oh, it was not even an issue.
70s.
Not even mentioned.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't wear a helmet till I was an adult.
Yeah.
And I am
Yeah,
one
me
of those
too.
dorks who wears a helmet. But
I always wear a helmet.
yeah, ditto.
Me too. Always.
But so did you? So what happened after that? Did you kind of ride bikes from then on? Was there like periods where you?
Yeah, so I rode bikes through elementary school because, as you do, that's what we did. And then I guess there was a time in high school where I didn't ride as much, but I always had a bike, you know. And then I moved to California, and I just, you know, where I used to live in New York City, and that was. It's gotten a lot better now, but it was
Oh
scary.
my God, yeah.
I saw more bicycles get hit by cars, like on my lunch break from
Oh,
work.
God.
I mean, it was horrifying. So that deterred me a
That's
little
like
bit.
aversion therapy right there. Oh my God.
Totally. But yeah, then I moved to San Francisco, and it's just like the easiest place in the world to ride a bike. And I started.
Except if you're from the Netherlands.
Is that an inside joke? You guys from your San Francisco years?
April lived in San Francisco for a while. That's how we met.
Yes.
And so, Tess, how about you?
Yeah.
What's your riding history?
Kind of the same thing, but not the traumatic early experience of the, you know, being thrust into the traffic. But yeah, kind of same thing. And I always had bikes growing up, but I love where I grew up. Like the harbor area of LA is so awesome. It's really diverse, working class, like awesome area. And always had like Schwinn like multi-speeds, you know, and had this really cool red one, but invariably your bike would get stolen, you know. And then like through junior high and high school, I went through a series of really sick, like totally pimped out cruisers, and we would like use our babysitting money and stuff and ride up to this store called Pat's Hobby Shop, and we'd buy like chrome chain guards and chrome fenders and like sick ass, like totally decked out, kind of lowridery cruisers. And then I kind of
Hi.
turning the phone on.
Turning actually the fan on.
So we have two manservants today, actually.
Someone just walked
What happened
in.
to that?
He's our first top manservant. Sorry, you got to maybe be manservant number 2, like Ben Stiller's assistant. He has
Assistant
assistant 1 and assistant 2.
Really?
Yes, I think.
Well,
Sorry,
like,
Ben.
Like assistant crack whore, you know. That's what I live to be, you know.
Oh.
The bane on the side of humanity, right? The harbucker.
So if we put you on the corner, we could exploit you and
Absolutely.
earn money
That's-
off your
that's the
back.
thing.
Cool.
It's almost like traffic. You know, they exploit you if you park in a car. We like to think that you can transcend that. And they're not listening. They're not hearing anything but now but dead air. Because
Really? Is it
Oh.
because you can't? You're off the mic. Okay. Well,
Oh.
that was a weird exchange. But so and then I kind of I lost track of biking when I moved to Seattle. But I hooked up with who's now my husband. I hooked up with him, and he was a messenger in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
So he got me sort of back on the bike, and then I met a bunch of bike folks who I was in bands with, and was just like, why am I not on a bike? But it's so hilly and rainy there, and I'm kind of a pansy on the hills. I do them, but I bitch the whole time.
Yeah.
But there, it was almost
Well, you've got a
kind of
double whammy of hills
in
and
rain, and they were like year-round cyclists. Like
totally
he would
commit.
he would be like head to toe rain gear when he was messengering, and they're hardcore.
Yeah.
But so when I moved to LA, I really wanted to, you know, it's flat and you know,
The weather's beautiful
and it's
here.
you can bike all, and it's great biking here. You know, besides like all the issues of reasons why biking is so politicized and there's so many people working towards change here, but beyond that, there's a lot of side street stuff you can do, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a good city for people to get into cycling.
It is a good
because
city
it's
for
flat and the weather's nice. So
As
I never
someone
thought
that's
about
not
that,
from
but-
LA, I was very pleasantly surprised with our ride over to the studio this morning. It was
we
really
did ride here.
It was
Had a
really
lovely
fabulous.
ride.
It was
really
pretty.
lovely, and like I didn't feel any. I mean, granted, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm sure that it's out there, but you know, cars stopped for us and
Wow.
they waved
Giving
at us and
beverages.
Thank you,
they
manservant
smiled at
2.
us. It was
Yes, my lead.
thank
Cute
you.
manservant 2 and cute manservant 1.
1 and 2.
Yes, my lead.
Well, by the way, the
Hey,
phone number to call in and you know, pay homage to us is 213-252-0998 and call in with your comments
it's on the
Questions,
and then I
comments,
think
smart
there's
remarks.
an email, but Nick will probably have to manservant the email. So, there it is.
We'll
It's
refer
like
to our manservant.
for the email. But yeah, so getting back to that, I think that's one of the things like with. So I told you about doing the West Hollywood Bicycle Task Force thing,
That's
which is
amazing.
so fun, and it's such a cool thing. I'm learning a lot about the sort of politicized side of biking, and it's really cool. But
Aren't you learning how to
oh my
vote
god,
and-
totally! I come from like a grassroots like social justice sort of organizing background. You know, Seattle's totally like San Francisco, and this is super like formal,
Thank you,
and there's all
manservant.
these
We have
rules, and you
nuts.
can't like vote at once. You have to like everything has to be passed. Like even ending the meeting, someone has to propose a motion to end the meeting.
That could work on a lot of levels. Are we ready to end this? I vote no. I vote yes.
So I'm always like putting things into the wrong place and yaying and naying in the wrong place, and it's like okay, but I'm getting used to it now.
Oh my god. Really yays and nays?
Dude, full
Literally?
on. Yep, and
you
like
have to say I.
yes. And it took me a while, and I was really confused. And the
I
guy,
raised my hand when I did that.
and that's
For
what
people
I don't
out
know
there
if you
in the
officially have to raise your hand. I should ask because I don't. Maybe that's why nobody ever.
Someone's keeping a scorecard test.
But I'm like, I guess at one point when you're not supposed to say anything anymore, like bring up any new topics. Of course, I bring up new topics.
But
and
wait.
I know, but but some of the issues that some of the folks that don't ride all the time, they're on, the task force and they're riders, but not like commuter riders like we are. They're just getting over their fears of riding in this kind of traffic,
Yeah.
But I always tell them you have to have a healthy, healthy sort of respect / fear, to keep yourself safe. But
Absolutely.
LA does have ways, don't you think, that there's like Fourth? We took Fourth, which is like such a great
It was
throughway.
fabulous. Yeah.
Cheers.
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 Yay.
Yeah, I think LA is a great city to ride in. I didn't. I'm trying to think if I guess I rode around the neighborhood. I grew up in Mid-Wilshire, Fairfax area. Yeah, we rode bikes in the neighborhood and the streets, but I think the streets here are moderately safe enough to learn in. Then you can always go to the beach, and there are bona fide bike paths. So
It's a nice framework. I mean, and riding in traffic is something that there's a learning curve, and you have to get better at it. And of course, like you start with what you're comfortable with,
Right.
and then the more you do it, just like anything, the more comfortable you get. And what I think is really awesome about riding in traffic, as you get like more and more comfortable with it, is that
buses are great.
Especially at like the junction when that weird, and I got caught behind a bus there and then tried out running like
harrowing.
really, dude.
Harrowing.
So I like went up on the sidewalk. It's terrible.
The buses are rough. Yeah.
Downtown, especially, the buses are gnarly, like on Main, and then there's potholes all along the side there. It's like death trap.
But anyway, LA is a lovely place to ride your bike in
It
traffic.
is, right.
Yeah, exactly. We've like pointed out all like, oh God.
Yeah, but you do cultivate your like sense of, like your observation skills are
Yeah.
so much stronger, and like no drivers use turn signals anymore, which I'll refrain from
God.
going off on because I can go
No,
off
go
the whole
off,
2
dude.
hours. It
Bring
really,
back the
like,
blinker.
Really, like come on, it should be automatic. Like you shouldn't decide, do I put the blinker on? Do I not? Like it should be always.
Oh my
It's the
God.
law.
Except
think
it's
it
not
is the law.
enforced. It's the law.
April's like the voice of reason.
Right?
I'm like, we should use our blinker. It's the law. It's like
Not
one of
only
those
should
like, Law
you,
and
but
Order
it's the
voices.
law.
Chung chung.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my God.
It's the
It's
law.
law.
So
Oh
I
my
guess
God,
if there's
chorus
one
pedal.
thing I want to say to all of you out there listening, use your turn signals.
Please use your turn signals. And even, too, I do get aggravated at other cyclists that don't use hand signals because I'm sorry, if you're going to blow a stop and I'm going to blow the stop, at least, like, let's communicate, so we
yeah.
don't
Lots of eye
hit each
contact.
other. And that's the other thing. I think one point you brought up that is really something for me with cycling is how much riding, like not just for recreation now, like commuter cycling, how much it sort of brought me into the present all the time. Does that make sense? Like,
absolutely.
because
you have to be.
You're so focused.
That and like 5 seconds ahead, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's amazing, really. Like, I look at a car and we're both coming up to a green light and I'm like, that car is going to turn right in front of me. And then, no blinker, he does.
Yeah.
I'm like, sixth sense. Like,
totally. You do,
you
though.
do cultivate that. You have to.
I agree, and I think that it's the same thing, but it's like you, and then the sort of eyes in the back of your head, like the whole thing of that, and I definitely, and I feel like it's translated over into my personal life. Like as a person, I think I feel like calmer, just because on cycling you can't panic. You have to stay calm. You kind of got to keep your cool. You know,
have to be hyper alert.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
And
kind of like a ninja.
It is.
Ninja.
Biking ninja. That could be our comic book of the Chicks on Bikes. Biking ninja. It's the law.
I love
Can we
it.
wear pink?
Oh, yeah. We must be pink ninjas. Because wearing dark at night in a ninja costume, you'd get totally killed.
No, that's true.
Yeah, you need to have, unless it's a neon on the
sparkly.
outside. Pink sparkly.
Sparkly is always good.
I can get
Because then it'll
get
reflect
behind
off
that.
the headlights and whatnot.
Yeah, I can totally get behind that.
Okay, cool. Glad we got that.
That'll
squared
be
away.
our
Well,
new
that's decided.
our new
So much
comic
to
book.
look at this studio. I feel
It's
like
great.
I'm a little ADD.
One of my favorite LA bands, there's a couple, Go Betty Go. They're awesome. They're like one of my favorite LA bands. And there's a poster there of them. And then it looks like they did a show.
Literally
right there.
every single inch of every
Yeah.
space in this studio is covered with
I wish
something.
the listeners, assuming we have lots
Yeah,
of
it's
listeners
just-
out there.
There's probably like one person who's totally hungover and like, shut those bitches.
Stop it. We're fascinating.
I know
There's
we
like
are.
more and more people are like calling their friends or like, hey, check this out.
We're going to cultivate legions and legions and legions of fans.
I want to start a cult. The
yeah?
Chicks on Bike cult.
Chicks on bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That kind of cult. That's a great kind of cult. You can get behind that.
So make sure you call us and let us know what your biking stories are about LA at 213-252-0998 and give us stuff to talk about because we got a pretty good amount of beer. So by the end of it, we could be doing like
nuts and
bizarre hula dances, you know.
Absolutely.
Somebody just brought us some beer and Jen's on vacation. So
I'm on vacation.
Yay!
It's
So,
awesome.
so let's tell us about paddle panties.
Oh, so Paddle Panties. Oh, it's my little business I have with my business partner, Mary. The two of us started it in San Francisco. It's called Paddle Panties. Basically, it's bicycle lingerie. It's a cute little boy short-cut panties with a pretty thin chamois, just enough cushion for bike riding. So it's under casual clothes so that you don't have to, like, spandex yourself out in order to be comfortable on your bike. You can wear them. I'm wearing them right now, in fact. You wear them under pants, jeans, dresses, skirts, skinny jeans, whatever you want.
So take your pants off so we can see.
I'm so glad you asked, Tess. I'm going to do that right now.
She's just been waiting for someone to invite her to
the
do that.
manservants would love
Oh,
that.
the manservants would love that.
They actually got really excited.
They've
at
gotta
the
work
talk
up to
of
that.
Lingerie.
They haven't
Now,
quite
if they
earned
bring
that
us
yet.
some tacos, we'll see that.
Ooh, yes.
That's
Don't
funny.
give it all away. Don't give it all away.
So where do you find pedal panties?
Oh, so you can buy pedal panties on Amazon, of course.
Cool.
We're on an online retailer called Panties Salad, which is fabulous. Panties Salad, it's fabulous.
Awesome.
The fabulous thing about this website, oh my gosh, it's wonderful. They do all sorts of panties.
As in, get your salad tossed.
Panty salad.
Panty Salad.
It doesn't bring well, you know, depending on your
Well,
perspective.
you're gonna remember it.
Yeah,
funny.
it's
funny.
hysterical. I love
The great
it.
thing about the website is that
All
he's
different
got
varieties.
a 360 view. So he puts all the panties he sells, including pedal panties, on a form.
I'm
And
gonna
then he
look
takes
it up
these
on
pictures.
my smartphone.
Yeah, and
we
then
have
it's
a
just
computer.
it's like a 360 view of the panty. I mean, it's great because
How many pervs visit that site? It's like a
No.
perv magnet. Honey, what are you doing?
he's a really nice,
Why
developer.
is it so dark in here and The computer's on
he's
and you're
really
shopping
nice
for
Canadian.
panties.
No, it's fabulous. Panty salad. Check it out.
No,
And buy
dude,
it.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So, yeah, Panty salad, Amazon. We're in a bunch of shops in San Francisco, but you know, we're slowly but surely taking the.
And then you have
and the
your
world by
own,
storm.
you can buy off your website, right? Too? Can you yet?
We don't have an e-commerce site just yet, but in the works.
Nice.
But you can always email me at jen@pedalpanties.com and place an order, because we're still that small.
Nice. Do they come in
That's
different
called
colors?
Good customer service. We hope that when you
Absolutely.
get really big, we'll still be able to email our orders to you.
And get a personal response. Thank you.
Wow, it does give a 360 view.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Really?
PantySalad.com. Check it
Let
out.
me see. I got to put on my glasses.
Well, those are all kinds of panties.
Whoa!
The funny
Oh,
thing,
shit.
though, yeah, see?
How
PantySalad.com.
would you wear that one?
I love radio.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So
my.
this thing is, it's like a thong on crack. This one. And they turn the little mannequin models.
That's really
The one with the
helpful.
bow in the
Yeah.
back, the
You can
quick
see.
release
Wow.
in the back.
I mean, you don't really think that you...
You would have to have a serious Brazilian to wear that's not a pedal panty, it's another brand. But you would have to wear get a serious Brazilian to wear that thing.
Totally.
Is that what they're called? Brazilian waxes?
Is that when it's all gone?
Unless you just, I don't want to even put that in my head.
Hemingway.
Anyway, I don't want to find the pedal panties on the
Pedalpanties.com.
So what about Anchor Girl?
Wait, I wanted to hear about the colors of the panties.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it comes in lots of colors. There's a nice teal color that I'm wearing.
See,
now.
she's starting to bust it out, people.
We've got, of course, black, hot pink. We've got a lilac color, a really nice kind of dark purple color. We have patterns, but they always change. Like we have a little pink argyle pattern pedal panty. What's new is we have a ruffle back pedal panty.
Oh.
I
Ooh,
can show you
she
guys.
has a sample.
I do have samples, but
Jen's busting out the pedal panty samples.
She's coming
Ooh,
prepared.
pink argyle.
yeah, these are the pink argyle.
Cute. Oh my god, these are so cute. Wow, they're really soft.
Yeah, they're really awesome. And these are the ruffle back ones.
Can
Cute.
you define on the air what you're seeing?
Yes,
we're
we can.
we're looking at the pedal panties.
We're
So the-
looking at the sample of Jen just got out 4 different samples of pedal panties, and right now we have a black, a pink,
Wow, these look really
a
comfortable.
rosy color, and
A ruffle back.
a ruffle back.
Cute ruffle back.
Yeah.
Those are like vintage style
Aren't they
almost, like
cute?
those
Yeah.
like
Super
burlesque
cute. I'm gonna take a
panty.
picture of it and tweet it. On the
These are
air.
really soft.
We're so media.
So how did you start thinking about these? I mean, obviously
So-
being a cyclist.
Yeah, Mary and I, my business partner Mary and I we would go on rides around San Francisco.
Yeah.
And my business partner Mary, she was in a phase where she pretty much only wore dresses and skirts. And we were talking, and she had a very uncomfortable bike seat, and we're like, somebody should make like panties that have a bike, like a cushion in it.
Yeah.
And then we're like, huh, that's a great idea.
Why don't we?
So we went back to her place and we bought the URL that day, pedalpanties.com, because we came up with the idea, and then we just went for it, which has been fabulous. It's been such a great experience, and we got a designer, a sewer. We worked with her. These are highly engineered panties.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many fittings we did to get it right, because
Yeah.
they got to be comfortable, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
They sit under your.
The Argyles. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
You don't have the talking stick.
Right. This is April.
Take a
interrupting.
shot.
The talking panties.
Take a
April
shot.
interrupting. Are they different fabrications?
The patterns usually are different,
Like material.
fabric.
Yeah.
But generally, we stick with a nylon lycra blend, a nylon spandex blend. So
Yeah.
they're breathable. They're quick
Plus
dry.
size too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm holding the pink Argyle pair, and having an idea for a future product that I shared with you on a
These
voicemail the
entrepreneurs that we can't stop them. We just can't stop the
I know,
ideas.
it's amazing. But this is April, and I'm tweeting. I'm going to tweet some photographs of these beautiful panties right now. I'm tweeting April, the anchor. It's April Anchor Girl. April, APRILANCHORGIRL. I'm going to tweet some pictures of these cute panties for everyone to see right now.
But that's the other thing about like a sort of, this kind of sort of biking community and this sort of urban cyclist has been an underground kind of community that's definitely now definitely getting mainstream. You can see it in the success of magazines like Urban Velo and
Momentum.
Yeah, stuff like that. But that's also a very cool thing about DIY movements and sort of grassroots movements like that is you have these sort of grassroots DIY entrepreneur like all of us. Anchor Girl, me with BC Chica, just taking that. I just love that, being part of something like that.
Definitely. Well, tell us
cycling.
more about BC.
BC Chica. Well, basically it just started off in Seattle just making messenger bags for Dave. Because he just couldn't really. He was struggling with like finding a good tool bag that he could sort of rip into. And there's a guy out of Minneapolis that was making them called Dank, and they were really cool too. And but they were hard to find in Seattle. And so I was sewing at the time. I was seamstressing for a living at the time, and so I started banging out these like bike bags. I have one in my pannier right now, but and then other people just started asking me for them. And then when I moved to LA and started biking, couldn't find a bike hat that I liked, like a riding cap. Yeah. They were all really short, like the yarmulke style, like almost like really short. And it just doesn't, some people really like those, but I maybe have a big head or something. But so I started playing around with patterns to make cycling caps. Right. And so where's my cap? Because I have one of my caps too. But
I was admiring your cap earlier, actually.
Thanks. The one with the 4-leaf clovers.
Yeah. Really nice.
So I just started working out cap patterns, and then everything else became like from there. So holding my cell phone, I came up with these little phone holsters.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And then I started making jewelry from old bike chain, which was inspired by a cyclist friend in Minneapolis. I was telling you, we go to Minneapolis like yearly and ride with our two friends, Dawn and John, who are big, huge bike folks. And
those guys, those people in Minneapolis riding,
they're amazing.
They ride all year round.
All year round. But it's
Minneapolis. It's like freezing.
I know. Well, don't they have a freaking like frozen outdoor castle there for like 6 months out of the year? It's like cold.
It's insane. They're hardcore.
But they ride everywhere.
A satellite show from there one year.
That would be. Minneapolis is a great town to cycle in. Yeah. It's really fun, and they have a lot of bike trails.
They won like the best biking city in the U.S.
Like 2010,
yeah, last year.
I think that John showed us the magazine article when we were there last year.
They're so proud.
Yeah, they're totally proud of it.
I'd be proud.
And they're so like way DIY there. Like they have a really, a lot of it stemming from the early music scene there, like all the way from blues to the like alt scene,
Yeah.
But so it just started. It's utilitarian stuff,
That's great.
And then I got into screen printing years ago because we would screen print our own covers of our own records and stuff.
Oh, right.
And it kind of naturally led to T-shirts. So I have T-shirts and I screen print on the bags, designs on the bags. Oh, there went the community limeade.
Talking stick fell over.
That's right. So that's really what it is. So on the site, it's an Etsy store, bcchica.etsy.com, and you can buy cool original bike jewelry. All of that is made with new chains because I did work with old chains, but you just can't get them clean enough.
Oh, yeah.
But I, degrease them with earth-friendly stuff and fashion, all kind of stuff, keychains, everything. But it's all about utility, using it, like yours,
right,
and like Anchor Girl, like bags and stuff that. And they're canvas, they're outdoor grade canvas, so you can just throw them in the. All the caps are outdoor grade canvas.
Yeah. And there's something like very appealing about like that pragmatic edge, like you're using it and
totally.
And you looking good, feeling good, and you got a purpose. Like it's really great.
My motto is you must look cute.
Yeah.
It's like
important.
I want to look cute.
Right, looking good, feeling good.
If looking cute to you is like decked out head to toe in like jersey spandex Chinzano dude.
Hey.
Awesome. Throw a freaking BC Chica bag in your bag.
It doesn't matter what cute is.
Yeah.
to you as long as you look cute.
As long as you look
Because
cute.
that's when you feel
You
good.
feel
You're
good.
like, well, I'm looking good. I'm rolling down the street high.
And that was one of the things, like, my friend Tanya, she's an avid cyclist. She was here recently, and she was in my last band in Seattle. She was the singer, total cyclist. And her thing was like, it was so great because it was like the gear fetish around bike. Like that was mainly what
easy how
drew
that
me to
happened.
bicycling, was like, what sick gear there is. Like the jackets and the bags
man.
and like,
There's a lot of bad stuff out there, though.
oh, dude. Oh, hells yeah.
So much bad
Totally.
stuff. I feel like maybe there's a trend circling back to more classic cycling clothing.
Like, what do you mean?
Like
leather helmets.
no, now you have
How
the
hot that would be. Oh my God.
Not very
Your hair
functional.
would stink.
Snoopy?
Like a motherfucker.
like Snoopy, right? Like
Oh, when he's the World War II
the
flying
red bear.
ace in the Halloween one, the Great Pumpkin.
She's doing something with her hand.
I know. I watch all those religiously. I love those shows.
They're great.
What?
Oh.
Did we lose the? No, good. So anyway, what do you mean by like the?
I feel like I've seen, and I'm just starting to pay more attention to this trend, so I can't really speak to it, but I'm seeing some brands make more utilitarian knickers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
and,
definitely.
User-friendly fabrics, more it's more of a European approach, I think, that
Yeah.
we're seeing now in America.
Well, it's kind of like the fixie hipster look kind of thing. We were talking about bike stereotypes earlier, but
Bike stereotypes.
of which
Call in your bike stereotype
Yeah.
at 213-252-0998.
that was awesome. 213-252. It's like how sexy can or drunk sound it. 213-252. Oh my God, that's totally funny. No, I totally agree, and I think sort of the kind of the stylish, fashionable, the sort of upsurge of biking becoming sort of trendy in a lot of ways. I think that I totally agree. I like that look though. I like that like knicker.
Well, it's just a huge playground with more and more people biking and realizing like I don't want to have to wear a whole different outfit and get to work and change. Like
Yeah.
I want to just be able to get on my bike and like effortlessly go from one thing to the next. Like it's nice to have like a pair of knickers that like totally comfortable, easy to ride in, and then you can wear to work or I think it's great. And there's all these new ideas and different brands doing it in slightly different ways. Like it's choices, which is great because for how long in cycling it's like, oh great, I have this one option or this one option.
Yeah. Well, I also think like if we, as people that are sort of designing and the sort of designer end of bicycling, entrepreneurship, one of the things is making it easier for people. I think you brought up a good point. I think one of the things besides just the fear of sort of getting on a bike, all the things that stop people. I'm out of shape. Well, you get into shape by doing it.
Right.
You make goals. It's like I told a friend of mine who's like, oh my God, she's plus size girl, like me, big girl, and I'm like, dude, just make goals for yourself. That's what I did. And like, it could be like 4 blocks, whatever, but you did it. And so I think part of it is like that convenience, like, commuter cycling for people, you have to be dedicated. Like I pack my bag with my change of clothes when I ride to a client's, and there's days where I'm just like, really, I have to do this. But the utilitarian part of us as designers, thinking about making that easier for people and contributing to getting them on the bike and using the bike as commuter transportation. And then I also think that at this level that we're doing it, this sort of DIY entrepreneurship, we're building communities. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like I've donated stuff to like the BikeTalk benefit and, stuff like, it's awesome that I like that. I think it's a whole part of
Definitely.
getting people on their bikes and building a community to keep people and get more people that, haven't really thought about it before.
It's true.
Yeah.
And anybody can get comfortable on a bike.
Anybody.
It's really, there's a learning curve. Like I said, there's baby steps, and you just start. Good point. Making like a goal, setting a goal.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, because it does take some time to figure out. Okay, I need to bring all this stuff to work with me, and I usually carry this bag when I
Right.
get on Muni or the bus, but it's not going to work on the bike. So you do have to think things through. But once you get it, you got it. And then like this whole world opens, and it's so much easier and cheaper and better for the environment and better for your body. And it is a community, and like
it's a win-win-win situation.
I mean, the other day it was commuting to work in San Francisco on my bike, and I counted cyclists at this big intersection stoplight, and there were 12 cyclists.
12. And is that good for San Francisco?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
in
general,
that was quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like morning commute time, but I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like, so many people are riding their bikes. I don't know, it makes me happy.
And I think that's part of the benefit of a lot of like these guys who do this show. They're super involved in the politicized bike community here. And I think that organizations like the Bike Kitchen, all the co-ops, the LACBC, and now West Hollywood being on the task force is starting to want to get into the conversation. Even Beverly Hills is starting to, people, don't fall over and die, but even Beverly Hills is starting to inch their way into the conversation. There's this little grassroots bicycle organization there and the city, they're starting to get an ear. Someone
you need
is
the city to be on board because there's changes that need to be made to traffic patterns and and they have to someone who knows what they're doing needs to think it through, because traffic, I imagine, here anywhere is kind of a clusterfuck. Can I? Okay.
Yay! We've just been given permission by cute manservant number 2 to use foul language, which is good for me because
manservant number 2.
Because it's part of my.
I know.
It's words. You know what I mean?
It's just words.
But I think, and that's the one thing about the whole East Hollywood sort of has been an awesome model and Santa Monica. And I think, aren't they getting like the first, bike corral? But anyway, just
Long Beach just got bike lanes.
Long Beach is doing really good.
Yeah,
they're actually doing really, really, really good. But now I think the idea is sort of linking, because with Los Angeles, we work in neighborhoods because it's so spread apart, and you have so many different city councils and politicized bodies, and
oh my God.
And now it's more about starting like sharing the conversation and how can we share the conversation. So it's really interesting because, like, for example, you take the Santa Monica bike route through West Hollywood, and it stops at Beverly Hills, and you're like, so what do I do now? And it's a fucking rodeo from like Doheny to like, and then it picks up again in Century City, and then stops again at like Barrington.
Oh, wow.
So it's like this idea of like let's connect this, but you have to work through the different. The different city councils, the different, little bike organizations that are working with those particular areas. And I think that all of this stuff, even this sort of our side of it, of this entrepreneurship, we can enter the discussion by supporting and, donating and putting them on our sites and things like that.
I was just going to say, I think that, not to like toot my own horn, but essentially that's why we're here. So I think that, there are a lot of resources out there for people who want to start riding. People who are listening to this show probably are already riding. But I would just encourage those people in your lives who aren't riding, to consider it, because there are a lot of resources. There are a lot of resources out there for people who want to start riding.
And I know for me, having a bike messenger in house, someone who is an experienced rider, who had who has wrenching skills, it was way ahead of the curve. Just being able to ride with someone who really taught me how to ride in this city. And I'll tell you, I had to learn some hard lessons, and that was really great. And so I think that as individuals, doing that's what the sort of the community rides are for too. And Midnight Rider's doing a lot for that.
Maybe we can talk about the sandwich.
Oh, Socks and Sandwiches. Oh, yeah. So Socks and Sandwiches is just something Dave and I have been doing, and friends will do it with us when they can. And it was inspired by the Burrito Project. Which, do you know about that, Jen, at all? I don't. You guys, when was the Burrito Project started? How old is it?
6 years old.
Okay, it's 6 years old. It's basically began as a small group of cyclists got together and they make burritos and handed them out in like Skid Row to homeless folks.
Oh, nice.
And it's grown. And I was introduced to it by my friend Amanda Sutton, who worked at Orange 20 at the time. And she asked me if I would help out with an Alley Cat fundraiser thing. And I learned about, being part of that, just whatever, handing out T-shirts. I was like, wow, this is an awesome organization. So it inspired Dave and I. We just get new socks, and usually from our family and friends. And then every 3 months we take the bikes out and we make little packages of sandwiches and socks with juice boxes, and we hand them out around where sort of the homeless folks congregate in and disenfranchised folks congregate in Hollywood.
Oh,
so that area, because there's not a lot going on up there. There's no missions. There's, so Hollywood.
That's fabulous.
And it's super fun. And it's last time we gave out, we had four cyclists, and we gave out 42 packages.
Oh my God, that's
so we
amazing.
carried about 10 each.
That is
So like a
fantastic.
sandwich, a juice box, a new pair of socks, or a new T-shirt.
Oh my
And we
God,
just call it
that's
socks. And it's a year
fantastic.
old. And every year, my family and friends at Christmas, I get mailed socks.
that's fabulous.
It's
That's
awesome.
great.
I'll just put out a little call, and so anyone who ever wants to join, find me through the Glosh Guide, which is on WordPress, gloshguide@wordpress.com, and email me through that if you want to be part of this next Socks and Sandwiches ride.
And how often do you do it?
We try to do it like every 3 months,
Yeah.
and we fund it ourselves. So besides the socks, we've gotten generous, like I said, but the sandwiches and the food are funded by ourselves. So we have a little bank at home that we toss stuff in all the time, and just kind of
fantastic.
collect stuff. So
I'm gonna come back for that.
yeah, it's
That sounds so
it's
fun.
actually fun. It's heavy, because you're seeing how people live, and
Like,
it's good for
eye to
us.
eye.
That's right. And it's good for us to recognize our privilege, and then how do we share that, and how do we make it equal for everybody, and it's interesting. We hardly get any refusals. Every once in a while you'll get a refusal, people don't want to take them, and that's fine. Some people think they're poisoned, which is
right.
something I've learned, which is just being like, no, dude, it's just a cheese sandwich, juice box, and a pair of socks, But it's understandable because there's fucking psychopathic assholes out there that have issues with homeless people that are terrible, People
But we're not
don't
those
want,
people.
and we're not, and that's what's cool.
Yeah.
Is that it's really, really cool and really fun, and
it's really inspiring.
it's just a way to
too.
express thanks. That's all.
Yeah,
That's really what it is.
definitely.
And the Burrito Project, getting back to them, has inspired. Like, there's one in West LA now, and I think they do it walking.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and so they've inspired all these other, and they're, I don't know who did the first one. These guys might be able to tell us, but now I've gone on and searched. They're like there's burrito projects in like,
Really?
Berlin and
I'm
stuff.
gonna
It's
have to check it out. There must
really,
be one in San Francisco.
it's so cool. It's such a cool idea. And check out their MySpace page because it has video, and
really?
it's
Okay.
so awesome. Such
The
a
Burrito
great,
Project.
great, awesome thing they're
Actually,
doing.
can I-
Gina,
can I-
please tell a little bit more.
This is manservant number 1 or number 2. Number 2, chicken leather. And last week at the Bike Talk,
Yeah,
which was
that
the regional
happened
Bike
last
Talk thing, the Burrito Project. We always think of them as feeding, homeless people and stuff. I don't know where that puts bike riders, but I had an excellent meal that they provided.
Oh,
it was kind of weird
awesome.
because they brought the meal, but it was transported by the Food Not Bombs people. So I got to see Woody and his
Wow.
and it's not just towing, it's more along the lines of like a car towing something. He brought so much stuff on a ladder that he converted to like a tow thing.
Wow.
He's insane. And so they had tons and tons of food. In fact, they said afterwards, he says, well, just take some home if you want to. And it was like,
wow.
so along with burritos, there was like fruit and everything. It's like all these foods that, your mom told you were good for you. And you sort of said, I don't know, I want some sugar. And
Right.
it was nutritious. I think that's the big deal.
Yeah,
We always think of this
definitely.
food as being like something to hold you over. No, it was like you ate this and you were full and you wanted to ride your bike.
Oh,
And I
So-
think that's the cool thing about doing it as like a burrito. You think about it, it's protein. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
and people like someone when we do the socks and sandwiches every once in a while, someone will say, "Hey, are you guys part of the Burrito Project?" We're like, "No," but they totally they're our inspiration. But they're so grateful. Like, oh,
spin-off.
exactly, and they're like the Burrito Project. They're always downtown, and I've had that. They're such great people, and they're doing God's work or whatever. But that's what folks on the street, a lot of them have said when we've said that, like that you're doing such great work, and it's cool. But it's more about, I don't know, selfishly for me, it's just about feeling like I'm contributing something and not just consuming. You know what I mean? And even though I live pretty low rent and stuff, but just the idea that I'm not just consuming or not just taking space. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
That
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like that balance for, and we are. I mean, we're here. We're very privileged, and it's really
Oh, yeah.
fun to recognize, appreciate, and then give back. As we can, how we can.
Yeah. Now, being an entrepreneur within the bike culture, it kind of feeds on itself. If the bike culture dies, then you're not an entrepreneur anymore. So, are you balancing between the two? I mean, I notice that all the time we see these things at benefits and stuff that you donate things to. But have you looked at other kind of models for selling your market, maybe in a retail store or something along those lines, bike shops or something of that sort?
Well, I know that Jen has done is probably more established in that area than I am, and I know April's definitely looking into that. Part of the obstacle is the expense of putting yourself in a store. Is you have to have codes, scannable codes and scannable codes for each size and color, unless you want to do it on consignment.
And it takes a lot of work. We did a prospecting mission for Anchor Girl this week, where we did drive around and look for shops and boutiques, and yeah, you just gotta go in and ask and say, hey, this is what I have to offer, and present to the world, and hopefully they get behind your mission. But
one thing that we've come up with Pedal Panties is that we're finding that it almost needs, I mean, not to me obviously, but it almost needs a little bit of a explanation. And when we approach stores, like it's not the bike shop. The standard bike shop is not necessarily the best retail outlet for pedal panties, because people go to the bike shop and in their mind they're like buying tubes, or they're buying bikes, or they're buying spandex, or they're riders, or riding like long road rides or mountain bikes or whatever. And so it almost needs to be like a casual riding boutique, and those are popping up more and more as bike culture gets.
I like that
momentum.
word, casual riding.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, I think a lot of women, a lot of people like think, I'm not a rider. I couldn't ride my bike because I'm not this like spandex clad person, or this like mad downhill mountain biker. But there is a huge space for the casual rider, and that's kind of. It's a little bit harder to find the retail outlet. We're selling in a lingerie store,
right?
That sells yoga stuff as well as like.
But that's a perfect place,
and that's because people walk in there and they have an idea of it's like you're not going to sell panties at like the record store,
right?
So you kind of have to figure out the best outlet, and I know in San Francisco there's lots of little boutique stores that are like. They sell, like, your product would be perfect for, like the cell phone case. It's wonderful. I mean, it's like, I didn't know I needed it until I saw it. And now I'm like, I need that,
Well, it's just perfect for biking because it's easy to get into, and you can just hang it, clip it to anything.
Right.
And
then it's handy.
Like,
that's
have
right.
one, I can take a picture of it and tweet it.
I have like one that I've been using that's really dirty for a long time, but yeah.
I mean, so many times, I'm riding down the street and my phone's ringing, and I'm just grooving to the ring, and I'm like, okay, I'll get that later.
That's why I've made it, because I got tired of digging my cell phone out. But I think that, exactly, I think that what you're talking about, I love the term, the sort of casual cycling thing. It is. It's hard to sort of find a target for for us. But mostly for me, I know for you two, it's probably a little bit more of a entrepreneurship. For me, it's definitely something. It's just part of my art life. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's a craft. I do painting, photography, writing, everything. So it's part of that. So it's a little less important for me to be in that space, and just more. I like it being on Etsy because I can manage it. Yeah. Plus, I can give stuff away. And then on the sales, I do donate to like Women for Women every year when I do. Kind of look at do my bookkeeping and taxes, whatever I make, I do like 10 or 20% to Women for Women, which is it's nothing affiliated with bicycles, but it's this really amazing organization. And so stuff like that we do. And then Anchor Girl, she's working with a company that does all sustainable business practices, including their manufacture. I mean, you could speak more to that.
Yeah, so Anchor Girl has some, we have some lovely messenger bags that are co-branded with a company in San Francisco, made out of reclaimed denim and hemp, and screen printed with water-based ink. This company is a zero waste model, and they're called Rickshaw Bagworks. They are in the Dog Patch, area of San Francisco. They've been wonderful to work with, and I love the product that we're coming up with. You can find them on my website, which is darlinganchorgirl.com. Also Facebook. You can be a fan on Facebook, and we don't have them in any stores in LA right now, but I do have. I have them for sale, and I do have an Etsy store too. So
gotta love Etsy.
I do. I love Etsy.
Right?
You know, it's
I just
such
sometimes
a cool...
like to go on there and just wear fly by the seat of my pants, because there's so many cool things. Like
fly by the seat of your panties.
fly by the seat of my pedal panties.
I often do. It's one of my favorite ways to do it.
But I agree, and they do support their crafters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're always... You're part of the whole community, so you get constant tools and online lectures, online seminars about improving.
Which is nice and necessary, because not all of us are just like e-commerce minded.
Right.
And like there's things like, oh yeah, that's so helpful. That makes it so much easier that when they can kind of guide you through it. It's fantastic.
And they do, and it's really a kind of a cool way to, you know, you can brand yourself pretty easily on it.
Yeah.
You know, I know that term is very, you know,
yeah.
But I personally like my logo, so you know, I kind of put it everywhere. Oh, I have my new BC Chica stickers with me that I want to give you guys. The I Heart Bike Geeks one, but I got the hearts in red now. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'll definitely hand those out. And speaking of which, let's see, we have a trivia question.
Oh yeah.
And if you call in at 213-252, we're gonna see if anyone's
0998.
I think that Jen should always say the phone number. It's like,
Okay.
You might have a little wait, because the phone is ringing off the.
I second that.
okay, so
with the hand raise.
I'm gonna see if you guys know this too. I didn't.
I love trivia. I love it. Bring it on, Tess.
Okay,
Bring it
so
on.
if you call in, the first person to call in now, don't, you know, not everyone run to the phone at once. I will give you a code to get free shipping on anything from BC Chica. So if if you answer this question, and we'll give you time to get on the internet and call in,
or your smartphone.
At what number, Jen?
Take home test at 213-252-0998.
Okay, so the first trivia question is, okay, there was a bicycle called
Blank.
a penny farthing. Oh, I just ruined it.
Penny farthing!
Yeah, that was the answer. Okay.
That was just a setup.
So I blew one of the three trivia questions.
That was a freebie. Finish the question,
Okay, well,
and
you know
you
what?
win a sticker.
But maybe I could put the years. Should I get them to answer the years that it was developed?
If you call in and have any information about the penny farthing,
You might get a code.
You get a code that you can use on my Etsy store and get free shipping. And my stuff is super reasonably priced. So
it's awesome.
So tell us something about the penny farthing bicycle. When it was developed, who might have developed it.
Anything you know about
Anything you know about the penny farthing bicycle at 213-252-0998.
And the red phone is going to ring.
We're waiting. It's a red phone.
It should almost be a rotary dial. That would be like more fabulous.
I wish it had one of those blinking lights like from Emergency.
And it does have a dial tone, so it does really work.
Yeah, it does work. Oh, the phone doesn't work. That's why the millions of people listening to us right now aren't calling in. We can do well. We don't want to. Yeah, my mind is always going towards like the most absurd thing I could say, so I'd have to catch myself because sometimes it's lewd, but
sometimes.
What else, girls? Woohoo!
Wow, we had so much to say earlier on our bike ride over here. We had to kept cutting our conversation so that we wouldn't talk about it. You know, save it for the air.
Save it for the air. Well, one thing I thought was really interesting that you were talking about is, while we were riding over here, was the sort of... Is that an earthquake?
It's a genquake.
Beer's falling, the fan fell over.
I'm just going to leave it.
Was the idea, like you were telling us about ways that you saw that new sort of things where parents are getting their kids on bikes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
This is the most
It was
amazing
really cool.
thing. Like, and maybe it's been around for a while, but I learned of it about a year ago, and it's this really cool bike. It's meant for kids to learn how to bike, and essentially it's like a wooden bicycle, really tiny for kids, obviously, and
Toddlers.
Yeah, and it doesn't have pedals, so it's meant initially for the kid to sit on it and hold the steering wheel and then run, essentially, or walk, and getting the sense of the balance of the bike. So it's kind of like, making the need for those
Pedals?
the
Training
wheels. I can't remember them because I never got the chance to use
Have
them.
another beer, Jen.
Beer?
Thank you, Manservant, too. I'll take one.
Aw.
But yeah, so I just think it's a genius idea because these kids are so young when they're getting on it. So they're just learning the whole balance and turning, and which is really cool. So several years ago, I took the motorcycle safety course.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's a great one.
It's
The
a-
CC
Really?
CCC?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a good one.
But-
Actually, everybody.
Sorry, April. Everybody always
Dude.
talks about taking the motorcycle course like, oh, you have to have a course to do this. No, it's great.
No, it's
Even as a
great.
driver, I learned things that help me, and hopefully now that I'm a bike rider, that I've learned in this course that have helped me just get around safely around Los Angeles.
Definitely.
And everybody always says, well, one of the great things is if you take the course and you pass it, you don't have to take the driving
No,
course
it's
if you get your
amazing.
license.
What?
So
No.
there's a lot of people that pay lots of money. They have to get all this insurance and all this other stuff. No, this is like you pay for the course. And what's the course go for now? Like $100, $200 or something?
Yeah, it's
really,
like under
really
$200.
low.
It's great, and
And
it's really great.
They provide you with all these different bikes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking about motorcycles to ride. And you're saying, well, isn't this the bicycle show? Yeah, it is. But sometimes you have to understand what they go through.
That's right. That's a good way to
definitely.
put it.
And yeah, we're on the road together, and a lot of times, riding your car, I think they equate it with like maybe you use like 20% of your faculties out there.
Oh my God!
Oh,
it's
yeah.
true.
Mo-
Let's talk
Motorcycle-
about that after,
Yeah.
for sure.
Motorcycle, you use like maybe 30 or 40, and on a bicycle, you're using about 40 to 50%
But
more.
yeah, you have to be aware.
You're-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Constantly. So you were how did the motorcycle class
Oh,
relate? Okay.
So so in the motorcycle class, the guy's like giving a little spiel at the beginning, and he's kind of like he was explaining how you turn, and it's like so counterintuitive. Like you push the steering wheel of the opposite way you want to turn, and that turns the bike. And he's like going through this description, and he stops himself, and he's like, you know what? I'm sure all of you.
Oh my
Yay!
god! Oh my god!
Okay, hold on to that thought. Is that our trivia question answer?
Hello.
Bike talk.
Bike Talk.
Hello.
Hi, are you calling for Bike Talk?
Are you calling for Chicks on Bikes?
And what's your name?
Is there a pen?
Glenn Bailey.
Right.
Hi, this is.
with the bike coalition.
Oh, good. Is he going to talk to
There,
us
you're
about
with the Bike
stuff?
Coalition, I understand. This is
Thank you.
Jen. I'm visiting from San Francisco with pedal panties. Thanks for calling. What do you have to say?
Can we hear him?
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
Oh,
I was
thank you.
gonna,
Thank
talk
you.
about the hit and run, if you haven't already talked about that, in the Pinnacle Park area.
We haven't talked about that yet. Can we hear him?
Yeah.
So,
Pulling up here.
anytime you're
We're trying to get you so we can hear you
So that all
in
of
the
us can
studio.
hear you, yeah.
So hold on to your thoughts, Donna.
Please.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I can call back or.
Oh no. I think we're good. Can you hear?
So Jen, if we maybe you can kind of tell us what he's saying.
Wait, I think we can hear him now.
Try it again.
Okay. Start talking. Maybe we got it.
Let the good times roll.
Wait, hang on one.
Oh, I love
second.
our
Technical
first edition of
difficulties.
Chicks
Thank
on
you for
Bikes.
calling.
Going
It's really
great.
fun.
So much fun.
It's so much fun. Let's do this again for sure.
Glenn's still there?
Yeah, he's here.
Glenn, are you there?
Thank you, everyone,
You're
for
still there,
bearing
right,
with
Glenn?
us while we work through this
He's here.
technology
He's there.
issue.
Do you wanna-
The manservants are expertly figuring out.
You know, they're really good at the technology, always.
Well, we can look at them and admire. Look at them totally
Glenn, are you there?
objectifying
Yeah, I'm still here.
manservants.
Do you hear?
I hear him in the background. Try doing it just a little. Here.
Could it have something to do with the fan falling?
No.
Okay.
See if you hear that.
Okay, start talking maybe. Test one.
Okay. It's Glenn Bailey.
Yay!
Yay, there you are.
Can we hang up the phone? No, because we'll hang up on him. All
Okay.
right, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Glenn. You're on.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I just was calling in about the hit and run last week on DeSoto Avenue, which killed a 17-year-old high school student, Chatsworth High School student, who was riding with a friend on DeSoto Avenue. And I've spoken with the father, and obviously this is a tragedy for the family and all of his friends and really all of us. But the father is hoping that something good can come out of this, and so there were two things I wanted to share.
Okay.
First of all, for those who are listening now and before the end of the day today, they're having a ride in his memory at starting at 6 o'clock Saturday today from the Orange Line busway station from the bike path at Reseda Boulevard. And they'll ride to the crash site on DeSoto Avenue.
Oh my God! Starting at 6.
Anyone who wants to show their support by showing up at the Orange Line station at Reseda Boulevard. It's probably about maybe a 5 or 6 mile ride to the crash site on DeSoto. But the other thing is the father wants something positive to come out of the family, wants something positive to come out of this. And so I've been researching, and the 1996 plan, the city bicycle plan that was adopted in 1996, called for bicycle lanes to be installed on DeSoto Avenue. And so in the past 15 years, that was never done.
Oh my God!
Wow.
That's awful.
What was done was the signs were put up saying this is a bike route, but they only went up to Sherman Way, and then it says end of bicycle route. And you know, a bike route sign is only that, just a sign, doesn't do any physical improvement on the street. And this accident was north of Sherman Way, so you know, even the sign stopped south of where this happened. And I retract, it wasn't an accident. It was a hit and run.
Right.
The motorist was not did not stop. There were witnesses. They tried to chase them down.
Oh my God.
And they still have not yet made an arrest in this. And the motorist was passing another vehicle on the right. There's 3 lanes in each direction at this point. The far right lane is basically a parking lane except for in peak hour. And so the motorist passed a vehicle in the number 2 lane on the right in a high rate of speed.
Oh my God,
and
that's
hit
horrible.
the cyclist. So anyway, so the family would like something positive to come of this, and in my research, the city, in their adopted plan, should have, in 15 years, gotten bicycle lanes put on this whole stretch of DeSoto. Yeah. Instead, what they did during that 15 years is installed peak hour lanes, which is signage saying you can't park in the rush hour morning or afternoon to make it, you know, more cars at a faster rate of speed. And that's the same department that's responsible for putting in bike lanes. So it's like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. You have an adopted city bicycle plan, and basically being ignored by the department that's supposed to install it. So,
oh my God.
I think to avoid the chances of future tragedies like this from happening again, I hope there's a call for action, you know, prompted by this, you know, tragedy.
Absolutely.
That maybe we can finally get bike lanes installed on DeSoto.
Right.
And
so
one of
that was my message.
Yeah, and I'm just beginning to sort of enter the conversation.
Who is this?
Glenn from LACBC. Oh, it's Tess. Hi, Glenn.
Bicycle Advisory Committee.
Yeah. Oh, the Bicycle Advisory Committee. Okay. One of the things, like, I just started working with the West Hollywood Bicycle Task Force, and I come from like a total grassroots sort of social justice background with the, you know, community activism I've done. So it's really interesting being in a very political, formal situation. Lots of passionate people involved in this bike task force, and the city, you know, is starting to get into the conversation in West Hollywood, which is awesome. But I'm also looking at like how much, like, really understanding and getting an understanding of how much red tape and how much of a process it is to take a mobility plan, a bicycle, pedestrian, whatever mobility plan, and actually have these things come to fruition. All of these, you know, recommendations and proposals and, you know, best practice, all this stuff, like, actually happen. And I'm trying to feel like I'm, not discouraged by it, because, like you're saying, this has been around since when? 1996. That they were,
That was the previous plan. They just adopted
the
last
new one,
month,
right? Yeah,
the new plan, but
recently.
And the new plan has DeSoto in it as well. But my point is, 15 years ago, they've had 15 years to do this.
And that's the kind of the point I'm trying to make, is like, I'm feeling, can these things, how do we, I know through electing politicians like Stephen Box, things like that will help advocate for this in those arenas, but I'm beginning to feel like I can recommend stuff and work on this community, recommend stuff till the cows come home, but I'm just not feeling like it's how long it takes for things to be implemented, because of all of the crap and the stuff within sort of city politics, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's got to be a momentum built, and Glenn, maybe you can mention again the details of the ride tonight, because it would be wonderful if more people heard about this hit and run. It's such a tragedy, and I'm so sorry for the family. And it would be great to get more people aware of it, to really think, like, whether you're a rider or not, to hear about this. What a tragedy. And, that's how it starts. People are aware of it, and then they're like, you know what, this does happen, and I can, talk about it. Even talking about it with your neighbors or friends, family, whatever, it's a step in the right direction at any point.
And part of it...
Oh, yeah, this is April. I was just going to ask you, Glenn, is there where people can go on the internet to find out about the event? Is there a Facebook page or some?
I think I saw it on Midnight Riders.
Okay.
I think I saw it yesterday on there posted. And
It was, I saw it in actually a local newspaper, The Sun, that came out yesterday.
Okay.
So if they have an online version, it may be included there. But if Midnight Riders were notified about it, then I'm sure they posted
I think
it.
it's up there, because I think I might have seen, there is a memorial ride in the next couple days that's up there, and I think that could be it. But this is Tess, one of the points I was sort of interested in is, I just don't think the media pays attention to cyclists the way they should yet, and I think that's part of the general driving population having it in their thought process on a daily basis. Like, I remember the critical mass, the first police escorted critical mass back in June or whatever, that had some some media attention, and of course when Villaraigosa got doored and stuff, but it just doesn't seem like it's a constant discourse in the media, and I think that could be a way to, maybe if we can reach the everyday texting distracted driver, just constantly seeing these things happening, and these are lives that are being lost, on the streets, and that's one of my frustrations.
In this case, there was widespread media coverage at the time of the incident that night, but then media moves on to other stories.
Right.
So it's up to us, the cyclists, I think, to keep it alive. And of course, this isn't the only incident has happened.
Absolutely.
It just, in this case, the family and frankly the friends have gotten them. They're keeping the memory alive, and they're being active, and so I think that's half the battle there.
Right.
Absolutely.
To just keep pushing, get organized, and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So not to let the story fade. It's unfortunately one of any number that happen, on an ongoing basis throughout the year or every year in this city.
Yeah.
But and there have been others that have been sort of galvanizing. Certainly, the Mandeville Canyon road rage incident was another one.
That one got on the news.
Yeah, and of course the mayor, when involved the mayor,
and he got
a lot of ongoing coverage. So,
and then we had the instant, 3 feet thing posters up, which was awesome. He got doored, and then finally,
the mayor.
Yeah, Villaraigosa. So then he, lended his ear, sort of, kind of went there finally. So
yeah, I was up in San Francisco a month later after that happened to the mayor, and that was the question that folks asked me when they kind of came Los Angeles. Oh, your mayor got hit.
Yeah.
What happened? So it was obviously something that was known.
Yeah, and he sort of stepped up. We started seeing the 3 foot posters around, like "Give me 3 feet" in different parts of the city, and he jumped into the conversation. More people that do the work every day like this would know way more about it. This is just from what I saw as more of an observer, but he sort of jumped into the conversation and.
Right. So it shouldn't take incidents and deaths for this to happen,
right,
but
exactly.
sometimes these tragedies are what spurs and sustains. So to the extent that we can move to make progress, I think we should. So
Absolutely.
I just wanted to share that.
Well,
so I'm glad that Midnight Riders has publicized it, and I'm gonna show up today at 6 at the Reseda Boulevard Orange Line station and join in with the ride.
Reseda Boulevard Orange Line station.
Available to come
at 6 p.m.
We'll join with the others.
Well, cool.
So and even again after today, I think that we need to work proactively, not just on DeSoto, but on many other streets. But I think I think there needs to be some accountability. The people who are paid, relatively high salaries, making decisions that affect our lives,
Right.
and not doing the right thing, not doing the thing that that have been actually approved, and putting in peak hour lanes to the exclusion of bike lanes, because you got to do one or the other, and they've chosen to put in the peak hour lanes in the case of DeSoto.
Glenn, can you please tell us the name of the teen who was killed?
I'm sorry, the name of the person?
Yes. Do you know the name of the person?
Yeah. His name is Herman. It's German. Alexander Romero, Romero, and he was a student at Chatsworth High School and was actually a very recognized soccer player. And
then give us more info on the ride meeting at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. is what I saw in the newspaper tonight, April 30th.
Reseda.
Orange Line Station, which is it's crosses at Reseda Boulevard, and it's just right where Oxnard Street crosses. So.
Reseda and Oxnard. Okay, cool.
Great.
We'll just keep mentioning it.
Yeah.
We'll broadcast that on
All right, great.
various social media. Thanks for calling
Yeah,
in.
thanks so much for calling in, Glenn.
Okay, thank you for hosting the show.
Absolutely.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's actually been a pretty crazy onslaught of hit and run fatalities in the bicycling communities in Los Angeles. It's been pretty
It's horrifying.
pretty out of control, and it's hard because the drivers see you here as an obstacle, and that they don't realize that you're traffic. They don't see you as traffic, and it's hard to. So you got to keep your cool a lot here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's there's an accountability for sure on both sides. I mean, as a rider, as a driver, both of us need to appreciate that there's other people on the road as well. And I've seen less than cordial behavior from cyclists as well as drivers.
Absolutely.
I mean, the difference is, a car's going to do a lot more damage than a bicycle. But the point is, we both have to be accountable. And, if we're going to be on the road together, we need to respect each other. And, I mean, everyone can stand to remember that, we have to share the road, cyclists as well as drivers. One thing I see frequently riding around San Francisco is just anger from drivers.
Yes.
Drivers that they yell at me for just being on my bike in the bike lane, and I'm following the rules and I'm signaling, which is more than I can say about them half the time.
Well, and I see lots of irresponsible riding here.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Lots of hot shots. No helmets, riding off the curb onto the street, being super radical in a fashion that I can't get behind.
No, I agree.
And it doesn't do any good for our community and for them too.
Absolutely. And it just builds that kind of anger and animosity. And these days everyone is fighting for their space, and okay, you're going to get where you're going 3 seconds faster. Fabulous. But, at
the cost of a life.
Yeah, we all have to appreciate that and really, be respectful. And yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to remember for sure,
I think there was two things, like April, totally, I agree with that. And I think that, I have at times called out other cyclists or people riding, dude, really? And most of the time I get the finger, fuck you or whatever, but it's like you have to pick your battles and make sure it's a safe person to really say something to, first of all, and in the car too, because sometimes you just lose your shit. You've been out on your bike all day. You've had enough interactions where the next person you're just like, fucking put your phone down. Yeah. You almost took me out, But I think that's huge as cyclists, holding cyclists accountable, because you're leaving a driver angry for the next cyclist that comes along. Exactly. And that's the way I always think about it, is if I left this driver pissed off for the next cyclist that comes along, for them to take out their anger on. And
absolutely.
It's already an interesting relationship. But to LA's defense, and maybe we're going to get an onslaught of calls like, no way, but to me, honestly, I found that, I've found a lot of cool drivers here, though. Mm-hmm. I found a lot. Like today, how many people let us blow stops today where they clearly had the right of way, and we were stopping and kind of rolling through our stop in there, and they waved us through.
Amazing.
Totally. Like the dude on New Hampshire and 4th let us go. Like that isn't.
And smiled, I think.
And smiled. Rolled his window down. Well, thank you. But I find that happens on almost 99% of the times I'm on my bike, and I'm on my bike every single day, except for during rush hour. Mm-hmm. That is rush hour. I totally call a rodeo, because rush hour in LA from about 3:30 to 6:30, you have to get your fucking eyes on the road, because it's a rodeo out there, and everyone's, especially when it's really hot in the summer. Oh, yeah. People are just like, get me the hell to happy hour. Right. Exactly. Or home, or to like
get me out of this traffic,
pick up the kids from soccer,
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I know everybody who's listening rides a bike, but tell your people who don't ride to buy a bike. Buy them a bike. Buy them a shitty...
Oh, no, I've been saying the F word left and right.
No problem.
Buy them a used bike on Craigslist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's cool is my friends that are riders or drivers, just since, I've been riding for the last, commuter cycling for the last 4 years, they've just talking about it, seeing me ride, I'll show up at a party, whatever, on my bike. You rode?
Yeah.
You rode? Yeah, dude. And I look cute and stuff, but it's just like they now have a sense. They've told me, like, I look out for cyclists now because you're out there. Right. And, like, the friends they've met, April, people they've met that are my friends.
People that it's not just, like, maybe you've seen, like, an asshole rider and you're like, cyclists are stupid or they're, assholes, but not, it's just, like, anything. Yeah. Like, they're asshole cyclists.
There's a jerk in every facet
and
of
there's
society.
also really, like, conscientious riders that signal and stop at the stops. There's... It takes all kinds. Same for drivers,
And you're spreading that goodwill. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When you act on behalf of the entire community, and you communicate with drivers, and you try to be patient if they do something stupid and they apologize. Right. I was in my car last year coming home at night. I didn't happen to be in my bike. I was in my car. I was bringing other people with me, and I was coming home after dropping them off, and a couple cyclists, punk rock sort of messengery style folks, love them. I was at a stop, and I was watching because it was late at night, and there's a lot of drunk drivers out, and I didn't pull out of and they kicked my car, and I pulled over on Sunset, yelling at him, going, dude, I'm a cyclist. It's like, okay, I was hesitating because it's sunset, it's 2:30 in the morning, and there's drunk drivers out. Why were you? I wasn't in your way, I didn't cut you off. It's like, so you do meet that hostility at times, especially in large group party rides, which I won't do anymore, because eventually it descends into like someone beating up a car or whatever. But there are a lot of great group rides in the city, and lot of very responsible people that run.
Start some group rides.
Yeah, that are awesome. There's some great group rides and great people that run rides, and really work hard to keep that quotient down.
And in San Francisco, at least, and there's a group in Fort Collins as well. There's like more and more female, like I hate to say bike gangs, but they're groups of women who get together, they enjoy each other's company, and they go for rides, and it's really, I think it's great because in that you're building that community of women who ride, who, maybe it's a little easier to be like, hey, you know what? I'm not sure how to change my flat.
Right.
Like, help me out.
Right.
Something that basic, or just like, hey, something weird is happening when I'm shifting. Like,
that's right.
And it's that kind of community that's like, it's fine. Like, there's a learning curve. It's okay to not know, and it's okay to ask, and we'll help you, as much as we can. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And social bike rides and all sorts of.
I love social. I love the Bicycle Kitchen does a night called the Bicycle Bitchin', and it's on Mondays. I think they're still doing it. They've done it for years, and that was exactly the sort of mindset around it, was making a space for girls and women to have that conversation, learn basic bike maintenance, and then ride with other women who were experienced riders, and it's such a cool thing, because we do have a sort of extra something that we have to deal with as females out there at night, especially, knowing how to take care of our bikes, carrying cab money. Always carry cab money. You can leave your bike. You can replace your bike.
Right.
You can't replace yourself.
Absolutely.
So always carry cab money and put a cab number in your phone, because if you get a flat or something and you don't want to change it on a dark street, lock it up and cab it home.
Right.
Yeah, and always carry a lock, and God forbid, you don't have your cell phone.
Yeah.
You can find a payphone.
Yeah.
Some quarters.
But it is cool.
Just being prepared. It's really just about being prepared, and any kind of ride it depends on the kind of ride that you're doing, but it's really about being prepared and thinking about
riding a bike gets you to that zen place. You're like in the here and now. Your sense of observation is heightened, and your preparedness and resourcefulness is all developed, and you get manservants,
and it's like a muscle.
Awesome manservants, by the way.
Manservants.
Yeah,
the more you do it, the more you learn, the more you can share, which is what we're doing. And
it's great to, I enjoy riding with my girlfriends. It's, April and I went out to Ciclavia, to the Benefit recently, and, I have a couple other girlfriends I ride with, and it's just great. I agree. And it also, something that I think it was Emily Ramsey from the Bicycle Kitchen said, is that when other girls see her out there all kind of with her, going to a club or whatever on her bike, they see you doing that. And I noticed this with myself, that they're looking at you going, I could do that.
Definitely.
Don't you ever notice that? Like, sure. When you ride by girls and they look at you like, dude, I could totally do that,
Yeah,
I had
absolutely.
an experience with one of my friends recently who, I thought she didn't, I was like, she'll never be the one who wants to ride a bike with me. And I won't say her name. She's not listening, but I don't want to gossip. But she's totally rallied. Like 2-3 weeks in a row, she's calling me going, can we go for a Monday night bike ride again? And she comes over and she borrows a bike and we go for a bike ride.
It's fabulous.
It's amazing. It's so easy. It's just great. It's great to see somebody getting on a bike and having fun.
And the thing is, you know what? Riding a bike, actually being on the bike, riding, it's fun.
It's so
it's really
fun.
fun.
I'm sorry, but there's nights where I've gone out and you're kind of like, I'm sorry, but like this night is a dud, or the party was kind of a dud, and I never feel that way anymore. When I ride my bike, it's always, you're going to say something?
No, this is the manservant again. I like to believe there's a friend of mine in a rock band called Dengue Fever, and we used to talk to him all the time. And Zach, he lived in San Francisco too, and we used to talk about like, you get on your bike and you'd ride to a party and the party was a dud, but sometimes the ride to the party and the ride back were the best part of the party. Yeah.
You always have that. It's true. It's absolutely true. So, I mean, there's a reason why a ton of kids do it,
Okay.
Like, hello.
Well, it's like it's like my most, like I know it's summer when I'm, climbing up Sunset towards the Echo, and there's a full moon just like hanging over Sunset, and it's really warm, and I'm heading to see a band at a club, and that's a cool ride once you hit it at right around Virgil or whatever, because the bike lane starts.
Nice.
And it's just like, man, it's fucking summer, and I'm on my bike, and I'm headed up to see Airborne Toxic event, and I'm just psyched. It's so fun, and
it's cool.
so, yeah. but I do think that having more, I think that with us as women riding and as, female entrepreneurs, it is a good thing that we reach out, because that was the one thing when we went around in the, talking to women in the task force, was some of the women that don't ride all the time is they're scared.
Yeah.
And they don't have anyone to really show them. And honestly, this is a topic I want to talk about, you guys, and is the hostility sometimes you get from men, and especially sometimes at bike shops, to get a little bit of it reminds me of when I was really actively playing music and, actively working musician for 10 years, and some guy is going to try to tell me what bass strings I need. Yeah. Really, dude? Yeah. I've been playing for 10 years, okay? Just give me what I need. But I think that that's also an issue, too, is don't treat me like an idiot. Mm-hmm. And I know a little bit. Right. I just need your knowledge and your expertise, and,
I know I've had that experience, too, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, if... here I am, and I don't know how to fix this thing. Yeah. I'm curious, and I want to know, and I'm asking, why would you shun me or disrespect me because I'm trying?
If a hot woman walks into a bike shop, they should put the wrench down, stand up, and come over and talk. Right? I mean, that's pretty simple.
Or at least don't make some face and give me some attitude when I ask a valid question.
Right.
Like, hey, I broke a spoke on my bike
that's
recently,
right.
and I'm like, hey.
Should I replace the wheel or should I replace the spoke? What do you think?
Right.
And I get it. I was just ran new brakes on this bike I'm fixing up, and Dave helped me run the brakes. He did. He guided me through the process. Happy birthday, Dave. And I tell you right now, I went to literally 4 bike shops, and I wouldn't purchase at 2 of them because of the fucking attitude I got. Yeah. And I was like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
It was really aggravating. Yeah. It was really, and I was bummed because I'm, I couldn't, but it's a constant theme. And honestly, I hate to say this, but and I don't like this sort of, I like to support the indies, Mm-hmm. But at places like Performance and stuff, I hate that to say this, but you're seen more as a customer.
Yeah.
So the customer service is like, I'm not dissing that shop. It's a great shop. I'm just saying that I want to support a grassroots indie small business. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
because there are reasons. Because at those grassroots indie shops, you're more
maybe if there's some female shop owners. Or maybe that would be us someday.
I know. Is there? I mean,
are there any female?
Yeah. I mean, there's wrenchers at the co-ops. Women wrenchers at the co-ops.
There's And
there's a girl that works at Orange 20 that I don't know her, but Amanda used to work there, and I would go in there a lot when she worked there. Because, dude, that girl knows bicycles, And
there's certainly a lot of women that work at shops as well. I mean, at least in San Francisco, I can speak to that. You'll see.
You don't see it as much here, really. Yeah, go ahead, throw in your 2 cents.
Do you ladies ever go to bicycle bitching over at the bike kitchen?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah. That's a really great.
Do you find that it segregates more, or that it sort of unites people more? I like to think that there at some point women like guys. I don't know if that's
it's not. It's not.
Thing,
but feminism is not about not
having
men, because great men are awesome and they contribute to the conversation and they're allies.
Yes.
The bicycle bitchin', when you've been locked out of culture to a certain degree and locked out of privilege, you need a space to gain the sense of your own movement and power. Do you know what I mean? And begin a discourse like that to you to move into privileged spaces
April
comfortably.
Said self. You feel
exactly. You do, and that's where I think the bicycle bitchin' and is a good space for that, because you're getting the language in a place that you're not being patted on the hat, sexually objectified. You know what I mean? The many other patted on the head. Oh, nice little. You're treated in a way that helps you get the language, and then you can walk into Orange 20 or another space, but they're cool there. But I'm just saying another space that isn't, and have confidence with it. And as a consumer, be like, if you're going to be a dick, I'm not going to spend my money here.
Well, that's what it comes down to. I mean, it's regardless of if it is that thing. But I like to think you're comfortable at places like that. That's why you spend the money, right?
You know what? That's the discourse, the conversation we're having is, I just, again, I've had this experience where
we all have. Yeah, we've all had this experience.
No, you're not comfortable. That's the point.
Not comfortable. I don't feel like you're even looking at me
or listening
make
to me.
Eye contact, so I can ask a question in your store when I'm coming in with my wallet,
right,
to buy. Either just like I'm building a bike right now, and I'm having a kind of a hard time finding a shop that I want to love and want to feel good walking into and want to spend all this money at.
Yep.
So I've been buying stuff online, but you know, it's like it doesn't have to be this way.
Mm-hmm. And it is an issue. It really is an issue. And just
I'd like to address the fact that we tried to have a women's night over at the Bike Oven, and it's not that it wasn't attended. It's just that it was definitely, maybe it hadn't picked up. Maybe it'll be different now. But we like to believe that every day or every night is Women's Night. I mean, we had women doing it. Yeah, come on by.
And I think the co-ops are a little different.
I'm not adverse to new people coming into the oven. In fact, I welcome it.
The co-ops seemed like most of the co-ops, they're made from people who've been in social justice work. Do you know what I mean? So they have the discourse. They've been involved. They understand. People understand their privilege or their disenfranchisement. Do you know what I mean? The conversation has happened. So I think in co-ops, I personally feel more comfortable. The women I know from the co-ops are fucking awesome, and they've been absolute, like, you know, idols, like people that they got me on the bike, you know what I mean, and made me feel confident about riding, seeing them out there riding, you know. So I think the co-ops, I think that they've started a great conversation with it and a space. It's more the bike shops.
The cool thing about this,
go ahead.
It's like a bicycle bitching, but we get to listen. Like we actually can,
advocate.
No, we can hear it on our computer. The guys.
Oh, right.
Oh,
but I think that there's a lot of, and pushing this issue more, because I'm going to push it. I think that you two and lots of other men I know are open to this conversation because you're not threatened by it, or for what you're secure in yourselves, your people, and you in turn
manservant 1 and manservant 2.
Very secure.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that we learned from you. You know what I'm saying?
Not yet, manservant 1.
No, you have to leave the thong on.
So Nick and Chicken Leather here are both wearing thongs, matching thongs.
You can put the
and
tutu on, though, however.
Oh, the tutu would be awesome.
Now, see, we talk about all these things that men get objectified
and we're totally objectifying you. Absolutely.
It's funny because I think of like how the industry sort of gears all these clothes or different things too, and it's like, that's not really what it was. When I used to ride out with my significant other, my girlfriend, she would just wear what she was going to wear to the event.
Oh,
and I think a lot of it, bicycling, transportation-wise, is that. It's not like we're going on a 50-mile ride. In fact, just the opposite. It was something that I'd always think would be easy, and it wasn't about easy. It was about like having fun and how do you feel comfortable.
Right.
And usually spandex, it gets
no,
it feels weird.
Yeah.
It does
I mean,
feel
that's
weird.
just me.
No, but that's why we've sort of like why Jen's, pedal panties and
we never really discussed. But are they cotton? Are they polyester?
They're right there. Take a look.
I see them, but we didn't explain it on the radio.
They're like a cotton, like a poly sort of lycra blend.
Yeah, nylon, spandex blend. I feel them.
Okay.
Touch them.
I mean, it's a very thin. It's like
it is. It's almost like swimming
like
trunks.
It's based on like a tri-short weight chamois.
Okay.
You know what that is?
I think I might wear them.
Tri-short weight chamois. It sounds like something I should be polishing a car up with or something.
Well, you're polishing something with it.
Yeah.
But
Sorry. Cushions for your curtains.
So there is a label there.
Cushion for your curtains.
I can't take credit for that one.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Eva and Emiliana. But that's the label.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing them right now that you can't really tell. They're not enough cushion to make a big bulge. It's just It's just enough.
So
I want a big bulge.
Is she and our lovely person from San Francisco is wearing
Anchor
pair
Girl
of jeans
socks for the bulge
and a pedal power T-shirt and the panties.
Yeah,
that's right.
So it's and I'm seeing what color they're like.
She really wants to take these pants off.
No, she doesn't.
And I'm voting.
No,
for that.
We're not gonna.
I would like to see
that's
that.
a whole different level. We'll leave that to DOT and their things.
Thank you, man.
But but these are something universal. Obviously, everybody wears underwear. Why can't they be wearing pedal pants?
Why
right?
can't
Exactly.
they?
Why
And
can't
they're
they?
really
Yes.
uncomfortable. They're really comfortable.
So,
And
having said that, is there a woman, a man's version of the woman's
Number
thing?
one most common question that myself and my
Really?
business partner Mary get. Yes.
Okay.
When are you going to make them for
A
men?
guy
Do you make them
version.
for men? Currently, we don't.
So, and then of course the next question after that: boxers or briefs, right?
I want to know, boxers or briefs?
Today, I've got.
Does it vary?
Yeah. Well, from a man's point of view, you know,
I mean, I live with
letting
a
it
man.
air, or you know, tight
Frankly,
kind of
how you
function?
have the package out there all the time, it's like, really, that's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
I'm
But-
telling you.
and we want to take credit for that. And I'm going to
that's
turn
true.
this
I
back
like the
in. but,
little boy
You
pants
showed me
the
yours.
best.
I'll show you mine. Mine are kind of floral design.
Oh, cool. Pretty.
There's actually pink and orange and purple flowers.
That's a man, though, that could sport that. That's awesome.
This means I slept over at somebody's house and I went through
Oh,
the.
the thong image.
They're not thongs. They're. they're no-
I'm not.
But see, that's
okay.
that's the other thing. It's like my girlfriend used to wear her favorite pants were a pair of like old boxer army shorts, and I realized it was because it's not that they weren't made well, but they were made really well. I mean,
Yeah.
these are the kind of, I'm sure, that Ralph Nader wears. Like we joke about him wearing like socks and stuff like 50 times or 100 times or endlessly. And I don't mean the same day, but no, after you launder them, they come back fine. And I realized they stood up to that. What? Okay, I'm going to get out of this conversation
You're
now.
so funny.
Thank
But
you,
yeah, it
Lisa,
is.
too.
Thank you for your insight, because it is definitely an issue for women. And yeah, I agree with you, April. I do a lot of my part buying online, for that reason.
Right. Yeah, but I think maybe we just launched another business plan. We could
Yeah.
own a
Although I would like
female-owned
to
and
add
operated
that I
bike shop
have
someday.
had very, very positive
Yes.
experiences with men at bike shops
Absolutely.
when I ask questions, who answer me, they look me in the eye, they respect me, they answer thoroughly,
Yep.
and they're absolutely stellar, awesome. So
I've had that too.
That does exist.
It does.
but it is worth mentioning that the opposite exists, and it's something to become aware of, and hopefully.
And when you have a good experience at a shop, to share with
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get on and, somewhere, some type of comment and put it on there. But I agree. I have too. I've had, really good ones, and good ones with, mechanics and giving me tips and being really cool, and, going in after I did something and I broke apart and throwing it on there for free,
Right.
for sure. Definitely. And,
I mean, you know what? And just to add to that, like, that makes me feel really awesome.
Yeah.
It makes me feel part of the community. It makes me feel.
we have a call,
Caller?
but there has to be something has to be turned up.
Hi, this is Wendy Reed with Antelope Valley Conservancy. We're Facebook friends with BikeTalk and Hill Radio.
I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you to hold on for just 1 second while we bring
We're
your
bringing up
volume
the monitor.
Okay, so who's this again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. I'm Wendy Reed with Antelope Valley Conservancy. We throw an annual bicycle ride here called the Antelope Valley Ride. And we're Facebook friends with you, and we're invited to call in today.
Maybe, Wendy, we're going to have you hold in just for 1 second because we all can't hear you. Or maybe Jen can repeat the question.
She's from the Conservancy?
So, I'm sorry, Wendy, where are you from again?
Antelope Valley Conservancy.
Antelope Valley Conservancy.
Cool.
Awesome. And, so I'm sorry to make you repeat yourself again. What was your question?
Can you hear me?
Oh, actually, now we can.
Okay, sorry about that. Please continue, Wendy. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
We gotcha.
Oh, well, great.
We gotcha.
Technical difficulties, but we're good now.
So from the Antelope Valley Conservancy,
We host an annual bicycle ride called the Antelope Valley Ride. We are your Facebook friends, and we were invited to call in today.
Oh,
yay!
Thanks, Wendy.
Tell us about your ride.
Tell us about the ride.
Oh, the ride. The ride is 1 week from today on May 7th, And we leave out of Quartz Hill, which is in the Lancaster-Palmdale area. We include legal aqueduct riding because the aqueduct is not legal to ride. It's very scenic.
Fabulous.
And then we have 3 rides, 20, 30, and 60 milers, or
Cool.
you can just ride on the aqueduct and back.
Oh, nice.
The 30 and 60 milers go through real beautiful countryside, a rural community, and because it's the Antelope Valley, we still do have a long ride without stops, which is very pleasurable for our riders.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get more riders.
Fantastic. That's great. And
We'll
how
definitely broadcast that on all of our various social media.
What's a website that people can go to find out info?
Thank you for asking. It's AV, as in Antelope Valley, so avconservancy.org. And if you go to the events page, you'll see all the links.
Fabulous. So is this something you guys organize frequently? Are these big rides?
Yes, this is actually our 16th annual year. It's
Wow.
a ride,
Congrats, Wendy, 16
a
years.
ride
That's
that we
amazing.
inherited from a group called AvTrek. AvTrek was the consolidation of the Antelope Valley Heritage Foundation and the 25-year-old Antelope Valley Trails Council. And AvTrek was very well respected in the community for a long time. They've been wonderful trails advocates. And this, along with the Earth Day cleanup that we do every year, we, committed to do annually to carry on that AvTrek tradition.
Fantastic. Sounds like you do great stuff, Wendy.
Our primary mission is to preserve natural lands. And we're not a government agency, so we don't have eminent domain or anything. We just buy land in order to preserve it, and we partner with entities in order to be able to do that.
Awesome.
We're authorized by the Department of Fish and Game to hold mitigation, and so that's our main work. And we also have grant acquisitions where we've purchased land with grants that came to us from, for example, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Proposition 84 watershed grants that California voters approved a couple of years ago. So we have been the beneficiary of that. It's only a few $1,000s, but it's enabled us to be able to preserve some wonderful new wetlands year-round resource for the
wonderful.
Devil's Punch Bowl natural area.
Nice, very nice. And how many riders do you generally see at these rides?
Well, this is the disappointment, and why I'm hoping that the Killer Radio listeners will come out and ride with us, because it's really a great ride, and we really do need the support. We don't even get 100 riders. We go to all this effort.
Though.
We've got 3 different support stations and volunteers.
Have you contacted like the LA Bicycle Coalition to put it on their newsletter?
Advertise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are, in touch with them since last year.
Okay.
At this event. Bless them. They do great work.
Yeah.
And they're really engaging the Antelope Valley now. The model of these things is for us all to work together. So how can we claim to be, advocating for trails and for bicycle trails if we're not out there doing things like this, right?
Yeah.
But if we don't get the riders back to support our expense
Right.
and our time commitment to putting on the ride, because we're all volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not getting
absolutely.
paid for this, so we
Right.
really need the riders to come out and support us.
I mean, and it sounds great. It's a very supported ride. It sounds like there's other riders, so it's perfect for someone who's, maybe just getting into cycling.
Yeah.
And, you're not going to go out on your own. This is a perfect opportunity to get on the roads with, a pretty big support system. 100 riders. It's not too shabby. I know that
On
it
an
could be more.
like an aqueduct, you know what I
Sounds
mean?
beautiful.
Like not a.
Yeah.
Well, that's our goal. You would think that we could reach that, And let me say also that we do have sponsorship support that we got this year from the Willow Springs Motorcycle Club.
Okay.
A lot of motorcycle riders actually cross-train on bicycle. We have some nice elevations for the riders. It may not be, the killer year for the wildflowers or something, but it's still amazing to see.
I mean, just riding in the aqueduct alone sounds pretty
Okay.
cool to me.
Yeah.
That sounds fabulous.
It's awesome, and we've even got a totally downhill return this year. We rerouted
Downhill's even better. That's the
Yeah,
whole reason
at
to go
the end.
uphill. Perfect. It's all downhill from here. Well, thanks so much
Thank
for
you so
calling,
much.
Wendy. That's next
Thank
Saturday. Next Saturday, Antelope Valley.
Next Saturday, Antelope Valley
May 7th.
Ride.
And it leaves out of Lancaster Palmdale.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's actually out of Quartz Hill, which is in between Lancaster and Palmdale.
Quartz Hill.
And we're real proud of our little town, Quartz Hill. So,
Awesome.
Okay.
and it's a beautiful park. It's called George Lane Park.
George Lane Park.
Check-in will open at 7 o'clock in the morning, but we really wish people would pre-register so that we have enough lunches and everybody,
Right.
everything in advance.
Cool. Well, we'll definitely mention it. We're going to wrap up here pretty soon, and we'll mention it with the other ride, the memorial ride that's going on tonight.
This
We'll
evening.
make sure and mention those again before we sign off.
Right. Well, good luck with that ride.
Thank
and,
you.
Thank you so much for calling, Wendy.
Maybe we'll see you
Thank you
there.
guys so much. I love Kill Radio. Take care now.
Thanks again.
Yay.
Bye-bye. All right, Wendy. Nice.
That was very
Riding
cool.
in the aqueduct, that's like only something from movies.
I
in my
might try to
mind.
do that. I'm definitely going to broadcast that in my communities.
Yeah.
30, 60, and 90, did she say? The mileage?
Yeah, there
Routes?
was like there's also a really cool bike trail, the Bologna Creek Bike Trail. There's been a long time organization,
Baloney Creek?
Bologna Creek, to save the wetlands down in Playa del Rey and
I
Marina
did that
del Rey.
ride last weekend.
Did you see the wildflowers?
Amazing.
Holy, we've had an
my God.
amazing, our tropical rain kind of winter.
Oh, right.
Dude,
Lots of rain.
and this wetlands down in Playa del Rey, all of these sort of preserved lands.
Incredible.
And the bike lane cuts right through it all the way to the beach.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Weren't the wildflowers last week?
There were so many different types of yellow flowers. I took tons of photographs. It was beautiful.
Oh, that's
beautiful, beautiful. And we just don't get that in Southern California.
It was
It's so
amazing.
beautiful.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. Little bit of info.
Sorry, we're getting a note from me.
Oh, awesome. The manservant one is
No.
giving us a note.
Oh, it's not a note.
He's passing
I don't-
notes.
but I don't
Passing
know what-
notes at Kill
I don't
Radio.
understand what to do, so I'm going to
Okay.
pass it around.
Let me
Pass the
see.
note.
Pass
April,
it.
passing notes. Detention.
Passing the
Oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome. I think I might be on board. So
I'm on board. I just
we
don't know what to
totally
do with it.
appreciate Kill Radio, and one of the supporters of Kill Radio is kpfk.org, and we're so psyched that they, broadcast on kpfk.org and for the support, and wouldn't be here and without it. And this is such an important media to have, is this really community based.
Absolutely.
And the people that have shows on this station, they participate in the station. You can't just show up and do a show. You have to be part of it. And it's really great that kpfk.org has supported Kill Radio.
Absolutely.
I
It's
think that's
amazing.
where the podcasts are too. Of course, if you're not listening to this now, you'll be listening to the podcast, so you will have already found it. But we'll investigate that, how to find the podcast information and provide it with you guys.
No, it's
Yeah,
true, guys.
and you
It's
can find it on
fabulous.
kpfk.org, and there's archives of the show. One of my friends emailed me today and was like, "Oh, I can't watch it, or listen, but I'll definitely listen to the archive."
Oh,
So
very nice.
yeah, so yeah, definitely. Thanks so
Big
much
fans of
for
Kill
that.
Radio. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and kpfk.org. So the two rides we need to mention, because I know what's our time here. We're kind of wrapping up,
10
right?
minutes.
We have about 10 minutes. We just want to pimp out this stuff, which is Glenn called and told us about a memorial ride for Herman Alexander Romero, the teenager soccer player from Chatsworth High that was hit by a hit and run.
Yeah,
Hit
he
and
was
run.
hit, a 17-year-old hit and run, and they're going to have a ride tonight. The Orange Line, the Reseda Station, leaving at 6 p.m. So go out and celebrate this life that was lost, and the family, I guess, just really wants to, is really concerned about.
Well, they don't. They want
Honoring.
it. They want something good to come out of this tragedy.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And it's a memorial ride, way to kind of show your support and support the family, support his friends, support riders everywhere.
Yeah.
And drawing awareness.
And raise awareness.
Exactly.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Safety in numbers.
So that's
Definitely.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
tonight, and
At the Orange Line station, meet up at the Orange Line at 6 p.m. Reseda and Oxnard for Herman Alexander Romero. Good journey, and we'll definitely remember you, Herman. And then the second ride.
We're sorry.
Yeah,
To the family.
to the family.
To the family,
It's-
absolutely.
I'm really glad that they're turning it into something so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Channeling it that way, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the second one, Wendy just called in from the Antelope Valley Conservancy, right?
Right.
And this is their, did she say 15th or 16th?
16th year.
Awesome, of their annual ride.
That is awesome.
I know.
Good for her.
I bet it's amazingly beautiful.
I think I might arrange a Facebook event for that.
Oh, cool.
I might try to arrange a Facebook event and get a group together
Next
weekend.
Saturday.
This is
Yeah.
April.
Yeah,
I might
May 7th.
arrange
Yeah,
a group ride
April.
to do that next weekend if
Nice.
anybody wants to go. Pay
Take your
attention.
mom.
Yeah,
Take your
definitely.
mom on the ride.
Yeah, it's Mother's Day,
Pre-Mother's
right?
Day. Yeah, Mother's
May
Day
8th?
weekend.
Yeah, okay. So the info there is May 7th, and they're leaving. It's at the meetup's in Quartz Hill, which is in the Antelope Valley, between
to Lancaster.
and between Lancaster and Palmdale, and it's at the George Lane Park. Was that right?
Yeah, they want people to pre-register, so they have enough lunches, I believe she said.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be providing lunch. They want people to arrive at 7 a.m. and
For registration. But
and
you
it
can go
leaves
to,
from
what is it,
George
AV?
Lane Park.
It's right here.
You could check out the more information on their website at AV for Antelope Valley, avconservancy.org for more information and for pre-registering. So, yeah, that one sounds like a good one.
Well, definitely want to thank, first of all, thanks to kpfk.org and Kill Radio for having the first Chicks on Bikes radio show. And especially thanks to April. April
Yay,
organized
April.
this and brought this all in. April from Anchor Girl.
You're
So
welcome.
we really appreciate
Thanks,
it. And Nick,
Steph. My
thank you
pleasure.
so
Thanks
much.
so much, Nick.
Yeah, we
Thanks,
totally
Nick, for
appreciate it. So.
letting us sit in the studio for
Absolutely.
an hour.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
It's been a pure joy.
And for your total insight and your comments, and for being our hot manservants for
That's
the day
right,
and
our
serving us our
fearless
beer.
leader.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything you need to do to sort of wrap up, or?
We could do the theme music.
Oh,
Yay!
theme music. Let's
Thank
do
you so
it.
much.
Thank you.
Yay!
Oh, I'm sorry.
BikeTalk.